Once again, people across the nation taking to the streets to protest President Donald Trump and the federal administration. This was the scene earlier today in St. Charles, where dozens crowded onto an overpass over Interstate 70 near Zumbhel Road, holding signs, waving American flags. Those we spoke with there say there is nothing more American than standing up for what they believe in, while calling out what they say is an administration not listening to the people.
Because if we don't keep gathering and showing the numbers of people that are against what Trump is doing, it's never going to change. And the only way we can change is by gathering in numbers and standing up and showing how we feel.
Meanwhile, in downtown St. Louis, hundreds gathered for a separate No Kings protest. That started with a rally earlier this afternoon in Aloe Plaza, ending in a march down Market Street. The feelings of people downtown very similar to those in St. Charles.
I think this is very important for people to come out and let him see. We know he watches the news. Let him see that we're not going to stand for it.
This is the most important thing that we can do as American citizens, is to say, this is what we want. We don't want what is going on right now, and it's super important. Like this is how change is made.
You might remember similar events took place across the region last spring and fall.